Welcome to another how-to mod video. You guys like this series, and I will continue doing it until every single character in the game is covered, including Cup. Today's character is Raid Han. He's going to be used more and more now that CLS teams and Chewbacca teams are coming out, especially when you get your Zetas on Chewbacca, and we find more lineups for him to be available in with Han Solo and use guard. You want to mod these people for damage, and I'm going to explain the whole situation here. I'm going to explain how to mod Raid Han, and then how I mod the entire team. When we look at Raid Han here, his deal is damage. You want him to just unload on the opponent, and when we go into battle, I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, as you all know, I love offense mods, but in this case, critical damage mods are the way to go for a few reasons. I'll show you the mods that I have, and I'll explain why. I have him at a crit damage of 222. That's because I have the crit damage triangle at 6 dot. That helps it raise to 42% critical damage. And the biggest thing we have to look at is the crit chance. When we go down here, the crit chance is 68.1%. I've made a video before speaking of when it's better to use offense and when it's better to use crit damage based on the crit chance percentage. And it was very average. I have this guy, Papa, his actual name. He's helping me, and we're going to do another video, a more controlled environment, less variables, so we can get down to the root and the nitty-gritty, and I think it's going to be awesome, so you guys can look forward to that. So, with this crit chance at 68.1%, in our math, it would say that you would want him to mod him at offense because it's not higher than like 77. But there's a few things you have to remember. One, the lead that he's under, and two, the buffs that he's going to get. When you take Raid Han onto the field, a majority of the time you're going to give him never tell me the odds. All allies gain critical chance up and evasion up for 2 turns. Han gains 50% turn meter and critical damage up for 2 turns. So not only are we upping his critical chance, where he's going to crit almost every time, we're also giving him more critical damage, which is amazing. And as you can see, he's going to hit pretty darn hard in one of these videos. The quick draw ability right here, he just does physical damage, and then if it has less than 50% turn meter, it deals 75% more damage. Otherwise, it removes 35% turn meter. Lots of damage. He is great in raids. He can almost solo the Rancor raid individually. And he is a Phase 3 Traya killer in the Heroic Sith raid. I will put some footage of that up when I get into that. His Deadeye is a wonderful ability as well. It deals physical damage to target enemy and stuns them for 1 turn. Gain turn meter equal to Han's critical chance. So again, we're talking about the critical chance here. You have critical chance up. It's going to raise even more, and he's going to be able to go again almost immediately. Then we go to shoots first, and this is an ability you have to have Zetas to have him work correctly. He has plus 35% counter chance, and plus 20 critical chance. We're adding more critical chance to what he is doing already, so he's going to be critting all the time. This would bring him to about 88 the way it is if I have him at 68. That is above our threshold that we want to have him with the crit damage set. The first time each turn Han uses a basic attack, he attacks again, dealing 50% less damage. If you do not have this ability Zeted, please do it right now. It is one of the best Zetas in the game, and even though Han fell out of favor for a little bit, with CLS and Chewie now back into the game, he's only going to get better and better. So now on to the mods. Yes, I have the best mod set I have on him in regards to crit damage, and probably the second best overall. These are 6-dot mods, so for those of you that don't have 6-dot mods, they work just fine with 5-dot mods. Also, I have him at a really high speed. The speed isn't necessarily this important on him. I'll explain why when I go into battle, and because he's going to shoot first and go first in every battle anyway, and he's going to be getting a bunch of turn meter gain that, you know, it's just not as important. So the first mod I have on him is the square mod, and I have the 8.5% offense. Let me tell you guys, if you are farming mod pieces, please farm the mod pieces to get to 6 dots, because the boost in the primary stats is incredible. There are some people that are able to get these, so please be farming the mod salvage for that. I mean, from 5.88 to 8.5 offense, that's a huge increase. And he has a plus 18 speed. I was looking for the speed, and I had a little bit of extra offense in there. We'll look at the diamond now, and it's 11.75% defense. That will go up when I 6-dot it, and he has a 13 speed. It's a crit damage mod again because I want a crit damage set on here. Then in the circle, this is 6-starred, so it's a 16% health primary stat. It went from like 5.88 to 16. That's like incredible. That's an important 6-dot mod to 6-dot, and a plus 18 speed plus a 1.82% critical chance, which is huge. Okay, technically, when I have the 2 other mods here, I have a crit damage set. I would want to have a crit chance set as well to boost it even more. I don't have 2 crit chance mods that are as good as these 2 mods, the triangle and the cross, so I'm going to go with what I have because I want offense in the primary stat. This is going to be the next mod that I get to 6 stars. It'll get me to 8.5% offense. It has 12 speed. It has plus 3.18 crit chance. This is an excellent mod overall. We'll go to the arrow next so I can save the triangle for last. It is a crit damage arrow, and it is speed with a 5.4 crit chance and a 1.02% offense. This is the ideal mod you want to put on somebody that you want to do damage. It's a crit damage mod, 32 speed, and it has crit chance and offense in pretty high amounts in my opinion as well. So that's a great mod. If you have one of those, please put them on him. And now to the triangle. As you can see, it has a 42% crit damage. That's raising it even more than it was at 5 dots. And it has a 16 speed. The other secondary stats are average, but it was that speed that I'm looking for. So he is going to be going fast. He's going to be going a lot. And he's going to be doing lots of damage. Now, the predicament that I'm in, you definitely want to mod Han with crit damage. There's no doubt. And this video is about Han. But I'm debating on putting these mods on Chewbacca and flipping the crit damage mods from Chewbacca I have onto Raid Han, because Chewie is going to attack more with CLS. He's going to be doing more attacks in the game than Raid Han. So I might want to put the better mods on him and give these to Han. Chewie's going to be for a different video. I was just explaining my thought process. And before we get into battle, there's a few other things you have to take into mind when dealing with Raid Han, especially because you're going to use him in a CLS lineup most of the time with R2. Here's something very important with R2, and when I do a mod video on R2, it's going to be a little different because there's a variety of ways to mod him. Without getting too much in depth with R2, I'm going to explain how he boosts Raid Han by reading his number crunch ability. At the start of battle, R2-D2 gains 10% max protection for each droid ally, 10% offense for each Galactic Republic ally, 10% max health for each Rebel ally, and 10% potency for each Resistance ally. So we have other Rebel allies on the field, so he's going to be gaining health. But when you Zeta the number crunch, this is huge, okay? This is where this comes in important. At the start of battle and when R2-D2 revives, other droid, Galactic Republic, Rebel, and Resistance allies gain 10% of R2-D2's max protection. Okay, that's huge. Offense, remember that, max health and potency until R2-D2 is defeated. I want my team, and especially Raid Han, to be dealing massive amounts of offense. I want them to tear through the other team and not have to worry about speed as much. So how would I want to mod R2 to help Han out even more? Well, a lot of people like to mod him for speed specifically. That's how he was earlier in the game with Jedi Training Rey. I have put strict, yes, I have some fast speed mods, but strict offense on him when I can. Offense triangle, offense cross. I even put offense in the arrow because I have a plus 19 in the secondary. All of this offense is going to be, the 10% of it's going to be going to Raid Han, so he's dealing even more damage. Again, this isn't a mod video, how to mod video on R2-D2. I'm just explaining why you're going to see some big hits from Han in the battle. So that's how you should mod Han. Now we're going to go into battle. I'm going to show you how I am able to defeat these teams. And we'll start right here with this. We'll go against a Bastila team first, and then we'll go against another team. I have a CLS lead. We'll read his leadership. Rebel allies have plus 50% counter chance, plus 50% defense, and plus 15% offense. So he's going to be gaining offense even more from the leadership ability of CLS. The goal in these battles is to get guard on CLS and Raid Han. So he's going to come in here and just start dealing massive damage. Remember, Han ignores taunt at the beginning. So we're going to attack. Chewie's going to do a double attack as well. And now we're just going to... What happens now is when I use Never Tell Me the Odds. First of all, they don't have anybody that can dispel. Chewie's going to attack. So I can get crit chance up, evasion up, all that good stuff. Okay, good. I have a bunch of good stuff up. I'm going to put stealth on Obi-Wan so he can take a brunt of the damage here. I'm going to give call to action to Luke so Chewie attacks, and now I'm just going to literally pummel through Obi-Wan. Let's get a stun here with Chewie, which I did. Look at all these counters. And let's call in a huge attack. Look at that. Look at that. Obi-Wan's mass attack took him out easily. Anakin looks like an easy target over there, so we're going to work on him. Look at that. Look at that. All the damage that's being dealt. He's gone already. Now let's go. You want to take regular Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda out of the battle as quickly as possible. Do a regular hit. This is the thing, guys. It's this. Oh, I don't want to use Chewie's Pulverize right now because they all have Foresight. I'll just use a basic. Tearing through these teams before they have a chance to tear through you is basically the goal of this team. Okay, use a basic now. Let Chewie... Call Chewie to attack. Let's do this. I love that. He's gonna account... Okay, now I guess we're forced to take out Hermit Yoda in the back. Even though I don't really want to. Grandmaster Yoda's under stealth. Okay. You know what? Let's just go back there and finish him. Probably don't have to, but... This Grandmaster Yoda is pretty tough on the other team here, guys. Pretty good Grandmaster Yoda. Let's give critical chance up again and some buffs because Chewie's going to attack. Can I get a stun here? No, even with tenacity down, I figured I wouldn't. And boom, battle's over. This team is going to work much better when I get L337 lined up and put him in the spot for General Kenobi because of all the dispels, all the taunts, and the ability to gain turn meter. She's going to be amazing, and she's going to take this team to the next level. Especially, this team is not as wise to run without the Zeta on Chewie, the one where he can regain health and protection, and gives health and protection to everybody that guards. Because when you're facing these Traya teams, they can do some big-time damage. Now we're going to go in and face a Traya team, and it has Sith Trooper, so this is much trickier. I'm going to take Kenobi out and put Thrawn in, because I need a Fracture to be able to complete this battle. So, watch this. We're going to tear right through Traya at the beginning of the battle here. The unfortunate thing about this lineup without having Chewie Zeta is whenever an ally assists, they lose health because of Traya Zeta leadership. But watch how much damage Han is going to do here. Boom, 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 calling Chewie. We're going to fracture Sith Trooper so he can't do any more risky business. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Finish off Traya. Look at that. Tear right through him. Can I get a stun on Nihilus? I did. Let's get a stun on Scion. I didn't because that just wouldn't be polite for, you know, things can't work out ever. Stun Scion. You know what? Let's get rid of Scion. There. Now I don't have to worry about that anymore. Now let's get a stun on Thrawn. Finally, something good happened. Something happened right. Okay, now watch this. I'm going to use this to get the crit chance up, and Chewie's going to attack. We're walking right through this. Bringing Han into this battle helps so much because now here's the one thing when you bring Thrawn into the battle that you have to remember is CLS is not going to get guard. You usually want CLS to get guard. In this case, it's a little different because I needed Thrawn to fracture. This team without the Zeta on Chewie is much harder to beat without Thrawn. Before the video ends, I wanted to quick answer this question. It was a good one. I've seen it on Reddit, and I had to figure it out myself. Sometimes when you put Thrawn in these lineups, and CLS has lower health and protection, or whatever it requires to get guard than Thrawn, so you're like, why in the world is Thrawn getting guard? CLS should be. You gotta remember, R2-D2 is giving bonus stats, no matter what it is. He's going to give some of his protection, some of his health, some of his offense, some of his potency to all Rebel, or basically light side, allies. So that's going to skew the results. So even though you're seeing numbers that look different because of R2, Thrawn is going to get the guard. You want CLS to have it. I'm just telling you that's why it's going to happen. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the subscribe button, like the video as well. Please click the notification bell so you can be notified to every video that is posted. I'm also going to be leaving a link to my Discord server. A lot of people have joined, a lot of conversations going on there, and my Patreon page. Please check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, peace out, and may the Force be with you.